Derek Lunsford is your reigning Mr. Olympia champion. He, of course, defeated Hattie Shupin at the 2023 show. And today we are going to do a comparison between him from last year, where he actually lost to Hattie Shupin. He got second place at the Olympia, and this year, where, like I said, he got first. Now, the aim of this is to see any types of improvements that he has made over the past year. Supposedly he was bigger, things of that nature. But we are also going to look at lack thereof. Perhaps if he was better last year. Because as soon as I see these two versions of Derek Lunsford, and with all due respect, guys, I mean, he is under the fine microscope now. He's the champion. When he was losing, people were going to find out excuses or find reasons why he should have won. Now that he's the winner, people are going to try to search and see reasons why he should have lost. So it is the way it is, guys. But I do notice that he just looks fresher. He looks like he has better quads. It could be just the pose because it's the front relaxed, but let's go through the shots. And dare I say, yes, he has bigger quad sweeps. I noticed some little divots. Are they big rammy dents? Like Xavier Wills, he caught on to that. And then after he did a video about that, I mean, he pretty much lost the Olympia after that. Could the same thing be going on with Derek Lunsford? I feel that his left quad, or actually his right quad, it looks a little smaller. Looked a little smaller last year. Looks even smaller this year. His midsection, it is a little bit bigger, guys. You can see his rib cage looks a little bit bigger. And as a whole, a bigger midsection gonna make your quads look smaller. Arms, have his arms really improved? Supposedly they did. I don't know. I do not see it. They look slightly more separated. And I mean slightly. But they look slightly larger last year. Huh. So as a whole, guys, this front double, I much prefer last year's. And now about the lats, the abs and thigh pose, I apologize. We're going to take a closer look at the controversy going on with his lats this year. And speaking of that muscle group, here is the front lat spread. And I'm not here to hate on Derek. Everybody's going to be first in line to say why he should have placed second. You know, first place always gets attacked. But I'm going to call it like it is. And yes, I still concur those quad sweeps, much more impressive last year. But this front lat spread has improved because the only thing I saw wrong with last year's was he lacked separation in the midsection and in the chest. But take a look, guys. He has, he's improved. Whether it is the way he is striking the shot, or he maybe actually worked more on his abs, which I find that a little bit, maybe he did. But as we'll see from another shot in the side chest in particular, he did have a little bit of a stomach issue. But having said that, front lat spread, his lats are about the same, filled out wise. Hard to tell because of the lighting background from this year was not the best. I think lighting was better last year. So yes, first pose I was thinking 2022, much better. After this shot, I still kind of concur because of the wheels, but you turn to the side. And here is where you have to really look at it. You can't just be, he was better last year. Doesn't matter. Take a close look at the lower half, if you will. Harder to tell from pictures. Obviously, if you were there, you could see it. But, I mean, if you've been looking at these, you've been watching bodybuilding for long enough, you can pick up little details. And his skin is what's thinner than an onion skin. He had onion skin last year. But in comparison, it looks like he has a layer of water. And that's ridiculous. Because he didn't. But he is somehow drier this year. And that is perplexing, considering he had a little bit of jiggle coming from his belly. The bottom of his belly. Could that be a nerve thing? Or something he ate? I don't know. Maybe I sound ridiculous. But I see what I see, and there's definitely a little casus belli. But other than that, he's 100% better now. Side tricep, exactly the same thing. Take away that the little belly. Looks like a chin, and his big man's chest. Each pec is an eyeball or a pair of like spectacles, and it doesn't have it last year. But you take an overview of this, and he is much more separated now, even in the upper body. It was harder to tell from the side chest, but he is much more separated altogether in the upper body and lower half. But he still has that little Buddha belly. Let's have a look at the back. Holy old Toledo 11. Wow. So yeah, you guys can see this. From behind, his wheels do look bigger, so quad sweeps, yeah, something going on with his quads. I think he has better quads now, but from behind, he looks like a friggin' monster. Looks like a beast. Not only that, but those glutes have gotten somehow more striated. Oniony thin-skinned. He's oniony thin-skinned, guys. The back development is what I can't get over. Look at the lat difference. So he has focused on improving the lats, the back shots, and he definitely dominated those back shots. So I guess at the end of the day, yeah, this overpowers the what I would suggest a better front because of the quads and the midsection. This is too much. Look at those lats. And even from behind, the lats look more swelled out. Look at that, the outer lats. So keep this in mind when we do have a closer look at those suspect lats from the front. Here's the rear double. And this solidifies the thickness that he has put on. It's sometimes easy to, pretend you have a bigger lat spread, or lats rather, from doing the lat spread, but this rear double is very exposing to that, and it is a muscle. He's having muscle issues. They keep growing. Derek, you gotta have that looked at, man, because they could get bigger and bigger. You end up looking just like Andre the Giant. Even more thickness and density in the Christmas tree area, but look at the lats. Much thicker. And the traps. Wow. So less impressed, like I said, from that front double. And then on from there, it was more and more thinking, okay, all right, he's good. He improved. And now, here's the abs and thigh. He's pushing out on his abs. First, ignore the lats for now. He's pushing out on his abs last year, which was an actual abs and thigh. And this year, he kind of did like a half vacuum, but still sticking out his abs. I understand how they do that, but it kind of looks like he's more separated this year. But I notice if you watch the video footage, it looked like it was a little more jiggly in the bottom. There's just a little chin there in the bottom. But speaking of vacuum, here's the vacuum. And this is very exposing to those lats. And if you look last year, be honest, guys, even for you Derek haters, for every bodybuilder they have, Dorianite type people that just no matter what pose, they're never going to lose, things of that nature. And then they have haters. Like, oh, he's never going to win. But look at his lats last year. Do they not look swelled up? Like it's a kind of a freak of a nature? Could that be, was he doing sights last year? And I'm not saying anything if Derek Lunsford's listening to this at home thinking he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, no, I don't. I have no idea. Maybe he's genetically swelled in the lats because he's most certainly was last year. But taking into consideration the size that he has put on those lats from this year or last year to this year, wouldn't it stand to reason that his lats would show up like this in the front too? I don't know. They look very swelled out. But yes, also swelled up last year. Bulbousy lats, genetically speaking, properlies. Baby please. Quad sweeps last year, better. So at the end of the day, no, I'm not saying that he's using sights in his lats, for goodness sakes. I'm sure some people will go as far as say, oh, he has implants in there. But as you've seen, guys, he was swelled up last year too, just not as much. And this is exposing also to my, finalization on this, my last word on it. He is a little more separated in the upper body, delts, things of that nature. And that was the major criticism he had. My only, not a concern, just my only critique is he had a little bit of a spare tire, a little bit of a belly, casus belli. And his quad sweeps, you can see here, guys. You can see, in particular, his left quad, just massive last year in comparison. Oh, I guess this is the end of the day. I guess this is the last pose. And I'm gonna sound mean too, like I'm a Derek Lunsford hater, but I just don't like how he's doing it. Maybe this isn't the best pose for him. It wasn't the best for Sean Roden. Maybe it's not the best pose for Derek Lunsford. I think he's improved the hands clasped. And I think this one, the way he's doing it anyway, not as good. Find a different one. Maybe like a one hand on hip and then flexed with the other one. Search the history, Derek, and get a good one, because you need two. You need two. And you also need two Sandows. So next year, it's the difference between being a one-timer and a two-timer. So fix that midsection issue, and hey, I'll champion his cause, and I will say that he is not even a weak Olympia champion anymore. It's just he's so short, guys, and they keep making the Sandow trophy bigger, and they're almost the same size. The trophy and Derek. Hit thumbs up on the video. We love you, Derek. You're a Mr. Olympia. There's nothing anybody can do about that. Your name's on the trophy, man. Have a great one.